Right, folk, welcome back to another Mr. Foyle's Advent Calendar. It is day 9 and 10. It is in fact day 10 today. But we're doing day 9 and 10. That works a little bit better in this format, doing two together. I must say, however, that there won't be a tomorrow, there won't be a Friday, there probably won't be a Saturday. There will be 4 on Sunday. This is because I'm going into Brum Friday, well, tomorrow night, to be out in Brum on Friday. So there won't be one tomorrow. So what you're going to get is 4 and 1 on Sunday, and then 2 tonight. So just polishing off. I've been out this evening. The reason why I didn't do one last night was because I ended up watching a football and being in such a foul mood, and it had been quite late as well. I mean, being quite tired. I didn't fancy doing one. And then this evening, it's Wednesday. Typically, I go to the pub on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Didn't go last night, so I went tonight with a couple of chaps from work and everything. And yeah, had a few. I know. I've had a bitter from Brains, just Brains bitter, which was quite nice. I've never had that one before. I've had like Brains SA and Brains SA Dark and or the mild sort of thing, but never had Brains Standard bitter. And really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty well. It was what it was, put it that way. It said 3.7. I don't believe it was 3.7. I think it was probably like 3.4 because it tasted a bit watery and a bit like weird sort of thing. And I saw afterwards they put the can at 3.5. So what I was thinking they might have legally done is list it as a 3.7. You can still do this. List it as a 3.7, but actually it was just 3.4. Pay the duty on 3.4. So they might have done that. I don't know. It just tasted too thin to be a 3.7. But it was nice enough. So I had a pint of that, and I haven't really eaten very much food today at work either because it's been fucking busy. Because I don't want to have something too strong. A couple of packets of Scampi fries assisting in the group, and then had a couple of Peronis. Come back here. Went to Charcoal Grill, and then whilst having the Mahogany, you've got to have can of lager. So I've been having a can of lager, and yeah, just a whole day at work left, and then I'm off for the weekend. So 2 beers here. I put them in a freezer about whenever I got in. It was about maybe 8:30 or so when I got in. Maybe a little bit later than that, 8:45 when I got in. So I put them in the freezer, and then they are definitely chill. I got stuck watching a couple of videos. The second one of which was a Boulder Bankrupt is basically going to part of Latvia. It's gone to a part of Latvia. I'm like 20 minutes through it, which I've already kind of got earmarked as a destination place I want to go to, which is Daugavpils. And I wanted to go there because I was like, oh, Pils. Basically, Pils means castle. And it's going to be some kind of a castle by the river, and I like that kind of scene, which is the River Daugava. And I thought, well, and it looked fucking brutal as well by what I was, seeing on the map and that sort of thing. I thought it might be interesting. It's right by Belarus and also by Lithuania as well. So I was thinking into Riga, and then stay a couple of days in Riga, and then maybe go to one of the villages and towns around it. Yeah, so that's my plan. Probably at some point, I'll probably go to Latvia. Maybe not seeing as grim as what Mr. Bold is. But I don't know. Because I'm going to Slovenia in kind of August, September time, and so I'm thinking about something for the summer. I was supposed to be going to doing a big kind of Baltic tour, but I don't think that's happening next year. It's probably happening the year after. So yeah, I think I'm going to do maybe Latvia. Try and go down to different places, a few different places in Latvia. I'm looking for something. I was like originally I was like, oh, do I want to do Moldova or North Macedonia? And then Riga's kind of in, and Latvia's kind of in there as well. And I would like to I'm going back to Estonia in February anyway. So I would like to get, maybe Latvia, Lithuania kind of ticked off, if you know what I mean, and I know the places a little bit more because I went to Estonia earlier on in the year, loved it so much. I want to go back, but I want to go to a different part and maybe go back to another part where I've been before. And I love the cold as well. I fucking love cold countries. Really enjoy them. Just nicer. So I'm not interested in going hot places. Colder, better. Anyway, let's have one more sipperoonie of the Tennant Bavarian Pilsner before we move into the different beers that have got part of the advent calendar. So hopefully enough of you have joined by now. I don't know if there's been any comments at all. Not that I can see any. But the dollars, I don't want to click the dollar sign because I clicked that the other day. I think I might have done it accidentally. But yeah, I can't see comments. Again, if there has been comments, there's been comments. We'll do that. I need to pay to do that. Like I say, once again, I can't see comments. If there have been comments, I can't see the comments. I don't think there's going to be comments. It's quite late at night. So, there we go. No. Oh, shit. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, I've done that now. And there we go. Let's one more swiggeroony. Nice enough. Let's start with day number 9. Once again, the foil can, wrapped in foil. A little bit squishy on the can, to be honest with that. Let's open it up. What the fuck is going on here? It's dark. We'll put it in the and Union glass. I'll tell you what that was smelling like was like a raisin sort of note. The horrifying feeling that this is going to be quite strong. Smells like cinnamon, ginger, kind of nutmeggy sort of notes. So definitely like a winter spiced beer of some form. Or it's basically like it could also be a stout with a shit ton of fucking infection in it. I don't think it is. I think it's heads too tight to be like that. It could be very high ABV. We'll dive in. Cheers. I don't think it is. I'm not sure what ABV it is initially, but it's a nice kind of medley of different flavors. So I'm getting like smokiness, dark chocolate, a bit of coffee, then you've got a bit of a cinnamon hit. I don't know the foggiest what this is. Yeah, so chocolate, kind of cinnamon, clove, bit of nutmeg maybe. It's like it's trying to be a Christmas cake sort of beer. And the only brewery I can think of that does this sort of style of beer is maybe like Tartarus, but Tartarus would never do a full 40 of, kind of medium sort of ABV sort of thing. I can't remember what Delphic it could be. To be honest, it's good to do actually mystery beer like this and to buy them in as advance as I did, even like mid-November, because not that that's like 1,000 beers ago. My brain is just fucking frazzled from doing 12-hour shifts every single day that I can't remember something about 2 weeks ago because it feels like it's 3 months ago. But no, it's quite tasty. It's not necessarily a beer I'd go for. I'm glad I'm having it at the kind of temperature that it is that currently is kind of like temperature I'd have it if it were on keg sort of thing. Almost a fraction too cold. Especially in the winter. So yeah, it's basically chocolatey caramel, then kind of spices. I'm thinking it could be like an Amundsen beer, but I'm not super sure. I think Amundsen have black cans anyway. Um, I'm enjoying it. I think ABV might be a little bit deceptive. I think it could be a bit higher than. I think it could be maybe like 6, 7 sort of thing. Yeah, man. Gas myself for saying shit like that. I said that the last time I did that, but I think it's 6 or 7% ABV. Probably on the lower end of that as well, or maybe even just 5 and a bit. It's very enjoyable. I think maybe the coldness does hide a bit of the alcohol. I don't think this sort of beer could be low ABV at all. And the only other thing that's kind of drifting across my mind is it could be like an India porter, but like not a very or a porter or like a hoppy stout. I don't want to say what brewery I think it's going to be. I don't really know. We'll pour the rest of it into the glass to see if we get any final differences in nose or taste. Looks lovely though. I say it looks lovely. But it's just tasting like a winter kind of spiced, Christmassy style beer. A kind of one and done beer. You wouldn't have multiple of this at all. I mean, I definitely wouldn't. Yeah, just kind of like Christmas cake sort of thing. I will also say that this could easily be one of the stouts that Adam got, or if Adam got a stout, I don't know. Mr. Mersey Beers, when he came round with Jake a couple of weeks ago now, there was loads of beers left over, and what I did with a good portion of them, blindfolded, Stevie Wonder style, wrapped them in foil. I put them in the box under the guise of Mr. Foil. So it could be be one of them. I don't know what brewery this is. I think it's a nice enough stout. It might even be like an Asvex or something. I don't think it would be, but it could be something really good. I'm going to say ABV. ABV. I think I'm going to go. My mind's just thinking. I'm thinking it could even be something weird, and I've just thought of it. It could be a pumpkin beer. It could be a pumpkin beer, and it could be, like I was saying, deceptive ABV. I think it's deceptive ABV. The more I taste that back end taste, I think it's a pumpkin beer because it's got those kind of wintry spices that you get in either a spiced beer or and I think pumpkin spice. That's where I was going. Like, I think it's pumpkin beer. If Mr. Mersey Beers does watch this back, pretty sure he packed a pumpkin beer in there. I'm just thinking about it. Yeah. I'm gonna. It's definitely like a Christmassy sort of spice note, but I'm gonna go. It's a pumpkin stout. What is it? Is it a pumpkin stout? Yeah. Oh yeah. Second, I've got something on my phone. There we go. I reckon it's a pumpkin stout or a pumpkin dark ale, something like that. ABV. I still think it's deceptive. I think I'm going to go 6. I did say 6, 7 before. I think 6 is probably closer to what it actually is. This camera's up and down. So I'm going to go about 6% pumpkin beer, and I know what brewery this is by, because I was shown this can as a bit of a here you go, let's give it a go this year sort of thing. So I think it was pumpkin beer, 6%, and it's by Polly's. If I'm right, from the cusp of not knowing anything about what this is going to be, let's just say pumpkin beer, 6% from Polly's. Let's see how accurate I am. One more swiggeroonie. Yeah, I'm going for that. I'm going for that. Oh, fucking hell. It's almost like he fucking knows his pumpkin beers, doesn't he? Oh, my word. He's right. He's right. He's fucking right, isn't he? Pumpkin spice porter. Now, I did say porter earlier on, didn't I? Fallback. Pumpkin spice porter. 6% ABV. Very happy with that. I think that's a fucking... That's a bob on that. Vanilla pumpkin puree. Would never guess pumpkin puree. Would never guess vanilla. I'll tell you that. I'll never guess vanilla. Pumpkin puree. I was getting it right at the back end. Spices I was getting, but those spices, the thing, those spices were building so much like nutmeg, cinnamon, and then a little taste in the back end of it. I couldn't work out what it was, and then all of a sudden my mind just goes pumpkin. So ingredients are water, gluten from malt barley, oats, wheat, hops, and yeast. So it doesn't actually mention the pumpkin because that is in there, but it's not like an allergen. It's a funny thing, like on some of these cans, is that from various breweries they'll just put the allergens rather than the ingredients, and because within this water, and then they've put the allergens in bold: gluten, malted barley, oats, wheat, and that's weird to do that. You should realistically put allergens listed in bold. I'll be honest, I'm not super sure that's the most legal label sort of thing. You get away with it, but it's not the most legal until the day. And hops and yeast, as before, 13th of October 26th. That I think I had the pumpkin beer last year. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I enjoyed that, and it's nice because it's a bit chilled down as well. So, put that aside for us to enjoy. So we'll enjoy that. We'll have a little sipperoonie of a neutral beer back again. Like I said, just a little sipperoonie. Must do a little. I've done a review of it, but it's not going to be up for a bit of time because if I'm uploading like live reviews, I don't want to put all the videos I've got from a couple of weeks old up. I'll put them up in maybe like January or something. But that is a very good lager. If you're looking in supermarkets and whatnot, when you're north of the wall in Scotland, I think this is in supermarkets, or it's certainly in certain shops. Really good lager. Really good lager, I'll be honest with that. I like Tennent's anyway, but I think Tennent's do good lagers. I mean, in fact, I know they do good lagers. Anyway, next up, today's beer. Oh, it's another fucking dark beer, man. Oh well. I've got horrible thoughts that this is going to be intense, strong. Burping up fucking Jesus Christ! That's coffee in that. That'll keep me up for fucking hours. That. That's all right. I'll have a little bit of a game after this. Shit tons of coffee in a step. What is it? Don't know. But it's definitely got coffee in it. So I'm going to guess coffee stout. Breakfast stout. Leave it at that. Fresh as well, man. Real fresh. Get on the toilet in fucking 15 minutes after this. Super fresh, like black coffee. And now my mind's just kind of trying to work out who it could be. Because ultimately, you've got to think who would do a black coffee beer? Who would do a black coffee stout? Not many people nowadays. Not many people. I think this is where I would like a bit of a community-driven advent calendar for next year. Is that I know what I've bought, and like I said earlier, I can definitely forget some things I've bought, but I do take a lot of enjoyment in mystery beers that other people have given me, and I've got to try and guess what they are. I really enjoy that. And I've, like how accurate I was on the last one. But the benefit of not having any idea of who the brewery might be or anything like that, or what the product might be, is that you're completely in a black hole as to like there I could put pieces together and work out what it was. This is I ain't got a fucking clue, and I probably have bought it myself. I'm kind of now looking down the line of there's that it could be a black IPA. It's a like a heavily coffee black IPA. Because once you've dropped through those coffee sort of notes, there is a relatively strong, citrusy, it's very hard to kind of like find to describe a black IPA unless you've drank one. I think of like 8 Ball from Beavertown as being that classic sort of everyday black IPA that many people would have had. Like a citrusy kind of floral note hidden behind musty and coffee and dark chocolate notes. And it's normally sort of like flavors that you would never really meld together, but I do enjoy a black IPA. And I think this is probably a black IPA. Now, would I have bought a black IPA? Is highly unlikely. So I'm racking my brain of the beers I would have bought, and to be honest, there's a good maybe like 10 or 15, or 10 or 12. I can't remember. I know what is in this box. There's a lot of Amundsen. There's some keys, a brewery case, some Glasshouse. There's some Delphic, and there's a lot of other stuff which I can't remember. There's probably about like 10 or 12, like I say, that I can't remember what's in there because I bought them earlier. I didn't go too early because I think when I did the calendar last year, I bought a lot of it in October. A lot of this was bought early November. I can't actually remember, like, even just 1 month ago, a lot of things have happened to the point that I can't remember what the end about. Let's dive in. Cheers. It's really good. That I'd say a little bit drying, but it's pretty damn good. A little bit drying on the back end, but it's nice, roasty, toasty, dark chocolate, coffee. I'm still getting that coffee note. Like as time goes on, I'm beginning to think that there might not be coffee in it, but it's just shit tons of roasted malt and that sort of thing has given it all that coffee flavour. One go black IPA, 100% black IPA. Whether it's got coffee added is another thing, but it's really cold. This one as well, really cold. It's a bit colder than what the pumpkin beer was. ABV, I think, is going to be hidden. I don't think it's like an imperial ABV. I think it's probably like about now in black IPA is about 6.5, something like that. Brewery it's from, none the wiser. It could be one of the ones Adam gave me, and a lot of them went into the advent calendar. I'm just trying to think what he would have brought me. Because I'll drink the odd. The thing is, I enjoy black IPAs, but I don't necessarily buy them because I enjoy them once in a blue moon, sort of thing. And what I tend to buy in any box and stuff that I'll be sorting, I tend to buy beers I just want to fucking drink, or beers that I want to fucking cane, or get it down in my head, that sort of thing. I don't necessarily always buy beers that I want to dissect. And with dissecting or reviewing beers, that's where at times I do buy a vast selection of styles and that sort of thing. But it's once in a fucking blue moon. So I don't think this is one I bought. I think this could be a Black Lodge, because I think that they do a broad range of styles, and I like to say, I'm pretty sure it's one that Adam's given me. And of the different breweries, I don't think it's that local brewery that I had the other night. I did last night. Well, technically it was last night, but it was actually the day before. No, technically it was 2 nights ago. Because it was 2 nights ago. But it might have been the night before, or something like that. The 8th or whatever. That one from Wigan, or wherever the fuck they were. That one I didn't enjoy, the Strawberry Pale. But I think that Black Lodge are thankfully still somewhat proper craft as they're doing. Well, they always have done as well. Different styles, or aren't afraid to go a little bit off piste and brew something that's not necessarily going to be the most heavily marketable beer. So it's not like shit tons of pale ales and hazy IPAs and fucking lagers and that sort of shit. I think it's a Black. Yeah, I think it's a Black Lodge because of that. That's all I'm going off. ABV 6.5. It's bloody lovely. The one thing I would say about it is it's a touch too roasty, but that's what drove me so far. To the point of thinking it was going to be like a coffee stout or something. With that intense kind of roastiness, one makes it slightly less sessionable. It's a bit harder to drink in that state. But for me, I don't like beers that are too roasty and too astringent. It works at the temperature I've got it at. There's a relatively nice sweetness behind it. I think that the roastiness just over eggs it a touch, just a fraction. It's not too much, but it's enough for me to not make it like a. It's very hard to make a black IPA sessionable, but it's enough to drive it beyond that. To mean it'll be again on and done. So yeah, I'm going to go 6.5% for the rest of it. Ready to be wrong on ABV. I think Black Lodge, again, ready to be wrong on the brewery. But I will state, I firmly believe that this is a black IPA. Actually, if you like, there'll be multiple layers of this. Oh, that looks a bit like Black Lodge to me. I'm glad. I was a little bit high on the ABV. There we go. So it is indeed a Black Lodge beer. It is Corax, a black IPA, 10th birthday special edition, 6% ABV, it says. Now, hops are Simcoe and Centennial. Yeah. Malt is pale, rye, Carrier, black, Chateau, wheat, chalk, and oats. So black malt, I think it's the way that all that kind of roastiness is going from. I don't know about Chateau malt. Wheat, chalk. Was Chateau wheat chalk one? I don't know. That's a special malt if it is. But yeah, Corax. It's a bloody good black IPA, that. And like I said, I think Black Lodge are good in doing these styles that aren't necessarily the most marketable or profitable or sellable. Yeah, interesting though. Interesting nonetheless. Nice to give that one a go. Really nice. It's genuinely one of the the better beers I've had this year, I reckon. Anyway, onwards to Sunday, when I next do a review. Like I say, it'll be 4 beers. I don't know what time it'll be. It'll be earlier than 10 o'clock at night, which is where I'm doing my reviews at the minute. But we'll see what time it is, and then we'll kind of resume or return to kind of relatively normal service next week. I don't think I've got too much planned during the week. Probably like 1 or 2 pub trips and that sort of thing. And then for the weekend, got Christmas do, and yeah, there we go. We'll see what happens there. Anyway, see you on the next one on Sunday.